Amat University is a pioneer in maritime education in India. AP Moller Maersk, world's largest shipping company, will conduct admission and recruitment drive along with Amat. Great opportunity to do on-board training in Maersk vessels. Visit amatuniv.ac.in.
We will be beginning the webinar session in another 1 minute and 30 seconds. I have muted every presenter for the time being. We will be starting in another 15 minutes. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to a webinar on Ocean of Opportunities in Offshore Engineering by Amet University. I would like to introduce Mr. Raju from Admissions Department, Professor MSP Raju, Dr. Siva Subramaniam, and Dr. Nagalakshmi to facilitate this webinar. Also, before starting the presentations by Professor MSP Raju, we would be playing a short video about the university.
Amat University is a pioneer in maritime education in India. AP Moller Maersk, world's largest shipping company, will conduct admission and recruitment drive along with Amat. Great opportunity to do on-board training in Maersk vessels. Visit amatuniv.ac.in.
Attendees, I would like to introduce Professor MSP Raju. Sir, please take over the webinar.
Okay. Thank you, Anshul. Good evening, all the students and parents who have joined for this webinar on Ocean of Opportunities in Offshore Engineering. Amet University is the premier university in the country, which is offering various maritime courses like nautical science, BSc nautical science, and BE marine engineering, and naval architecture and offshore engineering, petroleum engineering, mining engineering, mechanical engineering, and electrical and electronics engineering with marine background, food processing technology, and bachelor's of business administration in shipping and logistics, and MBA in shipping and logistics. And we are offering also BSc robotics. But today's main attention is on basically the courses related to offshore engineering background. They are the courses like naval architecture and offshore engineering, petroleum engineering, and mining engineering. So these are the three courses we'll be discussing today. And I myself, my name is MSP Raju. I am the head of the Department of Naval Architecture and Offshore Engineering. I did bachelor's in naval architecture and then master's in ocean engineering from IIT Madras. And then I worked for 10 years as a scientist in Defense Research and Development Organization. Basically, I worked in hydrodynamics, naval hydrodynamics area. Later, I shifted to one of the premier international ship classification society, that is DNVGL, Det Norske Veritas and Germanischer Lloyds, where they do a lot of ship design and classification activities. They publish rules and guidelines for the classification society. Then after that, I worked in various shipyards and organizations. And then last 3 years back, I joined as professor and head of the Department of Naval Architecture and Offshore Engineering. Yeah. Now, let me explain what is naval architecture and offshore engineering, right? So, by definition, we can understand it is a science and engineering dealing with design, construction, and repair of floating or submerged bodies like ships and submarines. That is the main core area of naval architecture. And then when it comes to the offshore engineering, it is basically it deals with the design, construction, and repair of offshore structures. If you see the definition like offshore engineering, that means what? Away from the shore, right? The all other engineerings like we have like civil engineering, mechanical engineering and all, basically they are related to the land-based engineering, what we can call. But away from that, away from the land, it is known as offshore engineering. Now that means ships, submarines, offshore structures, anything, they're all coming under the broad area of basically a ocean engineering background, right? So with that thing, I will explain that what is basically this naval architecture and offshore engineering is dealing. This next slide. Yeah. See now we have different types of ships, right? We have merchant ships like bulk carriers, oil tankers, container ships, passenger ships, right? And even car carriers, cattle carriers, timber carriers. So like that, various types of ships at a commercial level. And we have military vessels like Navy, like suppose we have Indian Navy, right? So all sorts of naval vessels, construction, design and operation. And when it comes to even submarines also, right? And then we have another sector called like fishing vessels. Fishing vessels is another area. And then number of small crafts like tugs, offshore supply vessels, and then leisure crafts, high-speed crafts. So like that, there are plenty of variety of ships we have. So then naval architecture mainly deals with how to design this ship. That means how these ships are floating. So you have to design that and then construct it in a shipyard and then later hand over to the owners, and then it will be operated by the marine engineers and nautical science people, right? And next, offshore structures. When it comes to the offshore structure, yeah, this is semi-submersible, like it is offshore structure. So what is the use of these offshore structures? These offshore structures are used mainly for exploiting the petrol, right? For oil drilling, these are used. So there are varieties of offshore structures like jacket platforms, jack-up rigs, compliance structures, then gravity platforms, semi-submersibles, drill ships. So these are another sector, like other than the ships, mainly used for oil drilling, right? So then an offshore engineer main role is to design these offshore structures. That means like he has to understand how the waves and currents are acting on the structure and the design of those structures, and constructing those structures in a shipyard, and then transfer it to the site and install it, and then later operating. So this is part of offshore structure. Now, let us say that like after completion of this naval architecture and offshore engineering, right, where all these people can be placed, right? We have in India, if you see that we have a number of shipyards all around the coast. Like India is having around 7,500 kilometers of coastline, right? So if you see from starting from Gujarat, we have number of shipyards in the Gujarat coastal line. Like one of the major shipyard is Reliance Shipyard, and then when you come down, we have Mazagon Docks Limited, which is a defense shipyard, which is at Mumbai, which is one of the biggest shipyard in the country. And then we have Goa Shipyard Limited in Goa, and then Cochin Shipyard Limited at Cochin. And then when again you turn back this side to the east coast, we have a biggest shipyard in the private sector, that is Larsen and Toubro at Chennai, right? We have this L&T shipyard at Kautupalli, one of the biggest shipyard in the private sector. And then when you just keep moving up in Andhra Pradesh, we have Hindustan Shipyard Limited. Again, it is one of the oldest shipyard in the defense sector right now. Earlier, it used to be in the Minister of Surface Transport, used to construct commercial vessels, but now it is under Minister of Defense, which is constructing only naval vessels, right? And then again, you just further move up at Calcutta, we have Garden Ridge Shipbuilding Engineers, right? So that means in India, we have number of shipyards in the government sector. I only mention here now main government shipyards, but there are plenty of small shipyards throughout the country, right? So a person who has completed this naval architecture and offshore engineering can join in any of these shipyards as a designer, as a shipbuilder, as a surveyor, or anything that related to the ships and offshore structures. Here I'm showing here a person can join in design organization. There are a number of design consultancies offices are there in the country, not only in the country, abroad also, like in Singapore and Dubai, Middle East, and you know it now, what you call South Korea is very famous for the shipbuilding industry, right? And many other like Japan and even China and all. So these shipyards are very well known, right? Anywhere you can settle either in design organization or in the construction. Right? Next area is construction and repair, and we have a number of they can work as a consultants, and another DRDO as a scientist, so a scientist in the DRDO, right? And another area is classification society. A classification society means it is a what you call an independent body, right? And which always like what you call makes rules and guidelines for the design and construction and operation of the ships. We have in India, we have Indian Register of Shipping, IRS, which is an independent body, right? Like that, throughout the world, very big classification societies are there, like American Bureau of Shipping, ABS, then Lloyd's Register of Shipping, LRS, London, and DNVGL, Norway, like that, plenty of classification societies are there. Anybody can join in these classification societies as a surveyor or a plan approval engineer or a marine surveyor also, right? And then next area is operations. A naval acted who worked for maybe 10 years or 15 years in the shipbuilding industry, he can join as an what you call in the operations, in the dry docking operations of the shipping companies. We have plenty of major shipping companies in the world. So a naval acted can join anywhere as a owner's representative or a dry docking superintendent in the operations sector. And when it comes to the marketing and sales, there are plenty of companies which are like supplying the products to the ship, like engines, like pumps, anything, any item which is going into the ship for the production. This naval acted and offshore can work in the marketing and sales also if he is interested. And another area is education and training. Like there are number of marine and this naval architectural colleges in the country and abroad. So people who are interested in teaching, like myself and other persons also here, after serving for some years, they can come and serve in the education institute also. So these are the various opportunities. And our department, that is Naval Architecture and Offshore Engineering Department at Ahmed University, is offering a bachelor's program in Naval Architecture and Offshore Engineering, a master's program in Naval Architecture and Offshore Engineering, and even a PhD program in Naval Architecture and Offshore Engineering. And we have the faculty who are qualified, like doctorates from IIT Madras and Indian Maritime University. We have faculty from these prestigious institutes in the country. And we have alumni students here. See, the Naval Architecture branch started in 2007, and first batch passed out in 2011. And by this now 2020, around 9 batches have gone out, and all our most of the alumni, many are in abroad, like Singapore and Dubai and other countries in the shipbuilding industry and design industry, and many have gone for like higher studies, like Michigan University, NTNU University, and foreign universities. And another important thing is we have a twinning program with Strathclyde University, that is in UK. That means 2 years you can study at Ahmed University, and 2 years you can study at Strathclyde University, right? So then you'll get the degree from Strathclyde University in naval architecture, right? So with this information on naval architecture and offshore engineering, now I would request our first batch alumni student, Mr. Jabez. You can speak about your profession right now, where you're working, and then about it. So,
thank you, Professor Rajiv. Yeah, good day, students and parents. I'm Jabez Johnson, currently working as a naval architect, managing a team of fuel optimization engineers with Maersk Tankers. As Professor mentioned, I passed out in 2011, first batch of naval architecture and ocean engineering. So if I wanted to tell you a bit about, of course, Professor has already covered a bit of what sort of areas you're going to work when you finish this course. But what I can tell you more about is where I'm working and how Ahmed has been a great asset in the career progression of myself. So when I passed out in 2011, Ahmed has given an opportunity to directly get a job opportunity with Pipavav Shipyard. Is one of the India's largest shipyard. It's directly through a campus placement. And later I worked with different shipyards and design office around the world, few of the design offices around the world. And in 2014, I joined Maersk. And it's been 5 years. I'm being part of Maersk and helping them in the area of fuel optimization, where we are trying to find and solve different ways how we can save fuel. So I'm current, as Professor mentioned, if I wanted to put myself in this different career leg, then I would say I'm into a sort of an commercial operations profile. Yeah. So when it comes to naval architecture, from my point of view, of course, you can work in ship design, you can work in shipyards, you can work in classification societies, you can work in shipping companies. The opportunities are huge, and again, it's not only lying with India. Of course, maybe in India the opportunities maybe kind of limited in terms of companies, but you have a lot of opportunities abroad, where of course there is a good scope. Only one thing which I would like to highlight is, of course, opportunities are there in great extent, but at the same time, when you join the course in AMET in the Naval Architecture and Offshore Engineering department, it's more of equipping yourself with the required skill sets. And I'm pretty sure, and of course what I experience is more of like AMET has provided all the required latest software trainings and knowledges to get the on-job responsibilities without any further training required. Maybe I'll just hand it over back to Professor Raju.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Javesh. Now I request our Mr. Nikhil Kumar, who has passed out from Naval Architecture and Offshore Engineering in 2015, and presently is working at GREC Shipyard, Kolkata, as an assistant manager. Now I'd request Nikhil to say a few words about naval architecture.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, parents and students. Myself, Nikhil Kumar. As sir was telling, I passed out from AMET University in 2015. I'm graduate in Naval Architecture and Offshore Engineering. Presently, I'm working with Garden Reach Builders and Engineers Limited, which is situated in Kolkata. It's a Ministry of Defense, Government of India undertaking company. We are basically working for Indian Navy and Indian Coast Guard projects. And as being in the AMET, I joined AMET in 2011 when there was a lot of scope and opportunities were suggested by many seniors. So I joined AMET and took Naval Architecture course. And during my tenure in AMET, I learned a lot. It's really AMET has provided me with with lot of software trainings, skill sets which is required for being a good naval architect, and a lot of internships also were provided to us. I have been to India's prestigious shipyards for my internships and ship visits. And being in AMET, it's not only about studies, but AMET has a lot of additional activities also. I've been into sports. I was one of the main member of college sports club. I was a part of sports. I was a part as a sports secretary. I was also part of eco club of the college. And when I passed out in 2015, I got placed in a L&T shipyard. Then I worked there for 1.5 years, and then later I moved on to Garden Reach Builders and Engineers, Kolkata. So I would suggest naval architecture has a lot of opportunity around the world. As India is progressing and looking forward for the 5 trillion, 3 trillion economy by 2024, shipbuilding is going to be a great component in this. So, saying a lot, many things has been taken up by Professor Raju. So, yes, design, construction, repair, consultancies, all these are a part of naval architect career. So, I will ask Professor Raju to enlighten more on this. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Nikhil. Now we will move to petroleum engineering sector. Now I request Dr. Nagalakshmi Madam to take over for the petroleum engineering.
Raju sir, I think Nagalakshmi ma'am has been disconnected due to her low internet
Okay, then
speed.
let her join later. Then we will start with our Subramanian sir. Okay, sir.
Yes,
Then we change the slides to mining.
yes, sir.
Yeah. Good morning to all students and respected parents. Being an Amat University professor, I'm always very proud of speaking to you. I'm Dr. Siva Subramanian, who has done his my master's in earth sciences, continued in mineral exploration in my doctorate degree. I was one of the very pioneer in remote sensing technologies for mining, actually. And I have joined multinational companies, several multinational companies. I have got about 25 years of corporate experience. After that heavy corporate experience, I have joined the Amat University as a professor and head of mining engineering department. Well, what is mining engineering? Something which is very, very different from normal engineering. The mining engineering, to give you a very nutshell, you are not going to join as an engineer anywhere. You are not joining as an engineering trainee anywhere. You are going to join as a manager. Directly, you will be joined as a management trainee and you will be managing everything. Under you, all engineering faculties will be working, normal, mechanical, electrical, all those people will be working for the mining works actually. It is a very specialized course. Mining engineer, they directly join as a manager. So the mining engineer need not learn only the core engineering, he learns a lot of management. He learns how to tackle the human resources. You may be hearing here and there, a lot of issues are coming everywhere in the mining sector, accidents and other things. As a mines manager, you'll be responsible and you're definitely going to be in a much, much better position in the industry, right? Just to give a nutshell about the job opportunity. Every year, roughly 750 mining engineers are coming out from India. Every year we have 1,000 vacancies are coming out. That means for many mines, 2-3 mines, one mines manager is being appointed. That is the situation today. A lot of scopes, a lot of opportunities are there in the mining engineering. Okay, let's talk about the mining industry for a few minutes. Okay, very recently, Government of India Finance Minister has declared, and even our Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji has declared Atmanirbhar program. And about 5 sectors they have identified. One of the sector is mining industry. They are going to focus on mining industry. For the growth of mining industry, it is going to give you a lot of GDP growth for the country. Currently, it is giving only 6%. Now it is going to increase tremendously on that front. Okay. And just to give you a small thing, within 2 months, they have released 500 mineral leases, new mines have to come, and 50 coal mines. So there are a lot of opportunities are going to come in the mining sector. So within 2 years from now, there will be a lot of manpower requirement will be there in this mining industry. So you are joining as a mines manager and you are going to have a plenty of opportunity. That is what the most important crux of this particular division. Okay, why mining engineering? Let us talk about mining engineering at Amat. Okay, the course curriculum is created by the industrialist mainly, because the industrialist directly takes the students. So the main advices and suggestions have come from the industrialists and also from IIT professors. IIT Kharagpur is one of the associate to us. They are continuously giving us the feedback how to develop the department. Department has got multiple labs. Our focus is not only in the future of this mining industry is ICT enabling is an important factor. Just to give you one example of that, in India, the robotics are coming in mining. Very seriously, robotics are coming in mining. So we need to know an information technology knowledge is very, very important, which is part of our curriculum, right? And also we are teaching our mine planning and other things, not manually, but we are having sufficient amount of softwares with us. The last, which you may not be knowing very, if you're not a mining engineer or if you're not related to mining, you don't know what is gas testing laboratory. The gas testing laboratory is the core of underground mines. Subsurface mine, for subsurface mine, gas testing laboratory is an important factor. Many of the industrialists suggested that Amet University, Department of Mining, should have a separate gas testing laboratory. Many universities and colleges, they go to the other mining sector and do this particular laboratory. Whereas in Amet University, we are proud to have this particular gas testing laboratory. Okay. Why do you choose Amet Mining Engineering? You have to dream big. Turn your knowledge into a desirable profession. Right? Let's talk about a recruitment opportunity. Why do you need to join? We are having a relationship with large corporates. We are having projects. We are having working relationship with them. A lot of consultancies are being done, and we are sending students for industrial visits and internships. We are having a relationship with Tata's, Jindal, Neyveli Lignite Corporation, Coal India Limited, Hatti Gold Mines, India Cements, and many more are there in this. And also today, not only the corporates, if you feel that, no sir, I'm not interested in going for a mines manager, then you can go into as a consultant, mining consultant. You can prepare mine plans. For that, you have a lot of consultancy companies are there, like GeoVale, M.N. Dastur, GeoVision, SAIL, and Tata Mining. Okay, right? Then you have IT corporates like Sign Technologies, RMSI, Infosys. All of them have got separate wing of mining. We are also having a working relationship with IIT Kharagpur, Madras Business College, and Gindi's College. This also will give you a lot of opportunities for you to get a lot of exposures. Now, we are doing a special training for the professional people, professional development. One is we are having relationship with CDAC. CDAC is one of the leading trainers in ICT, in information technology. We are having a special courses of satellite technology like remote sensing and geospatial technology. We are having in this 3 internships are compulsory for us, with a lot of industrial experts train these people. Some of these internships will get converted into jobs, right? One of them is Jindal has taken few students for that. There are real-time industrial projects with foreign companies, Indian companies. There are Middle East company where we are working in an industrial project, and also an India Cements Limited has given a lot of projects to us. Adunik Mining Corporation has given projects to us. So directly they work on the industry project, the students, that will give edge over other students during the recruitment. The most important thing I told you, we have already got a gas testing laboratory. Now we are planning to become a certificate issue agency. This is a very important thing. People have to go to the various mine sites and work with them. They have to pay money for it to get this gas testing certificate, which is an essential thing for the students to get a job. Okay. For this, we are going to become one of the certificate agency. Then students' participation in AMET and industrial consultancy projects, I was talking to you. So a lot of such opportunities are also coming there. Now we go into the next one. Well, today for any corporates or even public sector, you need a gate requirement. Gate is an important factor. We are giving specialized training for the gate preparation, right? We are also giving guidance to the students for higher education in Canada, US, and Australia. I've not mentioned other countries because mining is focused only in Canada and Australia. We are having our faculties are having relationship with African mining companies. So placement guidance to African countries are also very much in the offing. Then our experts, industrial faculties are from IITs and Indian Petroleum Engineering Institutes. Just to give you a nutshell, the eligibility is a simple higher secondary with mathematics as one of the subject. One last point, if your known people are having diploma in mining, metallurgy, civil and electrical, they can definitely join us in the second year as an lateral entry also. Thank you. So become industrial ready with Amet University. Come and join us for a smooth career. Okay. Now I request one of our alumni student, Mr. Bharat Kumar, to speak about. Recently he has passed out and he has got a job in ACT Infratech Limited, and he has joined us in this particular webinar. He will have a few words for you. Bharat?
Mr. Bharat Kumar is facing some internet issue. So I think we would continue with Nagalakshmi ma'am.
Okay, now I request Dr. Nagalakshmi madam to take over for Petroleum Engineering Department.
Sir, Bharat is online now. I think we can continue with Bharat first.
Okay then, no problem. Bharat. Mr. Bharat, you can speak.
Bharat is also having an internet problem?
Yes, sir. So he is on the audio, but I think he is unable to hear us. So I think we can start with Nagalakshmi ma'am for the time being.
Okay. Okay,
Yes.
now, Dr. Nagalakshmi madam, you can take over
Yes,
for the Petroleum
yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Good evening, parents and students. So, myself, Dr. T. Nagalakshmi, so heading the Department of Petroleum Engineering. So, as you already know, the petroleum is a valuable natural resource, is being used in transportation industry and in power generation all over the world. So, besides a number of industries like agriculture, pharmaceuticals, textile, chemical industries, etc., are also using petroleum and its products in the production of more than 6,000 products. So 6,000 products, for example, fertilizers, ammonia, medicines, nylon, plastics, paints, cosmetics, gasoline, and also in the domestic use fuel also. So considering the economic importance of petroleum for nations and to cover all aspects of petroleum industry, the graduate and postgraduate programs in petroleum engineering at AMET cover the entire gamut of petroleum industry in its curriculum for exploration through drilling, evaluation, production, refining, transportation, processing and storage and management. So here the petroleum is usually it is categorized as upstream, middle stream, downstream. So this upstream, this refers to the anything that is to do with the exploration and production of oil and natural gas. So here there will be geologic surveys and information gathering used to locate specific areas where minerals are like. The term upstream also includes the steps involved in the actual drilling and bringing oil and natural gas resources to the surface, referred to as production. And the downstream, midstream of the segment of oil and gas industry refers anything required to transport. So after the transportation only they are doing the refining. So crude oil and natural gas before they are refined and processed into fuels. And the key elements are needed to be the products we use every day. So midstream includes pipelines and cell the infrastructure needed to move the resources a long distance, such as pumping stations, tank trucks, rail tank cars, and the transcontinental tankers. Downstream, the final sector of the oil and natural gas industry is known as downstream. So this includes everything involved in bringing crude oil and natural gas into thousands of finished products we depend on every day. So some of the more obvious products or fuels like gasoline, diesel, kerosene, jet fuels, heating oils, and asphalt for building roads. But long chain hydrocarbons found in both oil and natural gas used to make more or less obvious products like synthetic rubbers, fertilizers, preservatives. So these are the various products from the crude oil. So nearly 90% of the students in the companies are placed ONGC, OIL, Shell, Schlumberger, Tech Mahindra, Sinopec, Saudi Aramco, Sterling Oil, both in India and abroad. So kindly, please, I will show the slides, the presentation of the slides. I can show some of the, please, sir. So we have well qualified and industry experienced faculty, excellent laboratory facilities, including drilling simulators and the quality education slides. So why that is the marine, why we have this petroleum engineering in marine? More than 90% of the oil explorations are confined to offshore. So a good knowledge of ocean environment and ocean surface are essential for selecting the rig and positioning them.
So I think Professor Dr. Nagalakshmi ma'am is having some internet issue. That is why there is some trouble in hearing the voice.
Okay. Now I think Mr. Ishwar Prasad, you can say a few words about petroleum engineering.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Ishwar Prasad. I passed out in the first batch of petroleum engineering from Ahmed. At present, I'm working as a drilling engineer in Sinopec, Saudi Arabia. So, as you consider petroleum engineering, it's a vast subject, and ma'am has explained about it, like what are the streams, like upstream, downstream, and midstream. So, basically, in Ahmed, when you study, you consider more about upstream, where you study about what are the areas involved in the upstream, like exploration, drilling, and production. And you talk about like what are the methods of drilling you carry on, and what are the equipments you use for drilling. And also you will get a basic idea about reservoir engineering and production engineering. And when it goes to the final years, like you will be having some subjects which will be basically basic subjects for understanding the midstream processes. So as you take petroleum as a vast subject, when you pass out, you'll be having the most of all the basic ideas of all the operations which you deal in the upstream sector. And then when you go into the industry, there decides your career, like how you are going to go into. Either you're going to go as a reservoir engineer or drilling engineer or a production engineer or operations engineer. And there are several service companies, like they do some of the operations like well testing, coil tubing. So these are the places like where you can go into as a career option is considered. So either you go into a stream called reservoir or drilling, or you go into some stream like well services where they carry out some of the operations like well testing, coil tubing, fractioning, etc. So what exactly you're going to do in a 4 years is a basic of petroleum industry, and what you're going to apply in industry is like depends upon in which stream you're going to enter, and then how you're going to develop your career based on the basics what you learn from the college. So this is where basically introduction about the petroleum engineering.
Okay, then Mr. Vijay and another person is there, na?
Yes, sir. So, Mr. Vijay is online and his audio is enabled, so he can start with the
Sir,
admission process.
Nagalakshmi ma'am is, I think she has connected, sir.
She has come
Nagalakshmi
back?
ma'am is there.
No, sir. So her audio and her video is
No.
currently.
There is one more person, Mr. Vignesh from Petroleum Engineering. He is available?
No, sir. He is not available right now.
Okay. Then I think with that, we'll move to now Mr. Vijay regarding admission process, and then we'll open for the question answer session. Mr.
Hi
Vijay.
all. Yes, sir. Good evening, sir. Hi all. Sir, my name is Vijay. I'm from admission department. I'm the head in charge for admissions. Sir, in Amet University, we have various courses like sailing courses and non-sailing courses. Sailing courses like we can have after 12th standard, you can join in BSc Nautical Science or Marine Engineering. BSc Nautical Science is 3 years course, and BE Marine Engineering is a 4 years course. And other than this, that is for BSc Nautical Science, if you are going to study BSc Nautical Science, we require an 12th pass with physics, chemistry, maths, aggregate 6.0, English 5.0, and medical fitness, no color blindness and vision problem as per TGS norms. If you are going to finish this BSc Nautical Science 3 years, you will be having an eligibility to sail in the ship as a deck cadet. After, in course of promotion, that is every 15 months, you will be having a promotion exam. In course of promotion exam, you can go up to ship captain. The ship captain job is a navigation related job. One port to another port. How we can navigate the ship. Take the ship from one port to another port. In case of BE Marine Engineering, it is full mechanical related job, engine related, all kind of troubleshoots of engine that should be handled by a junior marine engineering. Eligibility remains the same, and their work place will be the basement, that bottom of the ship, engine based job. In course, that is the minimum starting eligible, that is starting position will be a junior marine engineer. In course of promotion exam, they can go up to chief engineer. Okay, sir. Other than the sailing courses, we have non-sailing courses like BE Naval Architecture and Offshore Engineering, BE Petroleum Engineering, Mining Engineering. Naval Architecture is ship designing, as MSc Raju sir has informed. It is designing, ship designing, repair. Petroleum is petroleum upstream and downstream, which is full chemistry. Max is strong. You can take this petroleum. You can explore more places. And for mining engineering, it is for petroleum, it is a liquid form, gas form, or oil form we are extracting from earth. If it is in mining, it is a solid form, gold, aluminium, platinum, all resource mines. And food processing. Nowadays, I can give you a very brief thing, like anything which comes with an expiry date is a processed food. So nowadays we are going into a processed food world only. Okay, so food processing plays a very vital role in this. And mechanical is there, and triple E is there. Mechanical and my triple E, we have we conduct BE Mechanical Engineering and triple E Marine, in which we will be having an yearly extra subjects of marine related subjects also, which will also be conducted. And we have a BBA shipping and BWork. These are the courses we have it. So for more enquiries and any admission related inquiries, you can contact my number 9344408532, and our mail ID is admission@ametuniv.ac.in. Yes, sir. Raju, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, Nagalakshmi madam came, sir, back.
Nagalakshmi madam, you are there?
Ma'am is not there, sir.
Okay. Fine. I think with this, whatever we intended to pass the information, that is like naval architecture and offshore engineering, petroleum engineering and mining engineering, we have passed the information. Now it is open for the forum. If you have any questions regarding these branches, you can ask us. Yes, I have seen some of the questions in the question and answer session. People are asking about marine engineering and nautical science. Yes, as Mr. Vijay told, you can contact our admission department at Amet University. That is admission@ametuniv.ac.in, The phone number has been given there. You can call him. So we'll give you all the information, right? So if you have any questions, please put it in question and answer session, and whoever is relevant, we will answer that.
So there are a lot of questions. I think we can take one question at a time and discuss the possible answers for them.
Yeah, okay. But what are the questions now?
Yes, sir. So I'll just ask the question. So the most common question is, can you please tell me the requirements needed for marine engineering in Amit University? This is asked by Justin, and he would like to join the university.
Vijay.
Sir, for BE Marine Engineering, we required is a 12th pass with Physics, Chemistry, Maths, Aggregate 6.0 and English 5.0 and 10th or 12th. And passport is mandatory. The age should be not more than 25, and eyesight, the candidate should be physically fit for sea service under standard norms with eyesight up to 6/12 in both eyes, or 6/9 in better eyes, or 6/18 in other eye, and with no color blindness. These are the eligibility criteria for BE Marine Engineering.
Thank you, sir. Sir, there is one more question, which is, are specs allowed?
Specs allowed or not, Vijay?
So for marine engineering, it is allowed, sir. With certain correction, it is allowed. For BSc Nautical Science, 6/6 is mandatory, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, Ritik is asking, is it mining worth in the future? Mining engineering worth in future?
Subramanian sir.
Exactly.
Subramanian sir.
Yeah, can you repeat the question, please? See, they have asked one question about mining salary. Any other question?
Sir, there is one question. What is the future of mining engineering?
Okay, I'll tell you. I mean, today they're basically a lot of mining engineers' job are vacant. Still, it is not filled because the mining engineers require certain particular certificates like gas testing certificate, all those things. So Ahmed University is providing, and since they are providing, and the first batch is about to come out, we are fairly successful in placing the people. And also, since there are going to be 500 plus mines are going to be started in 2 years' time. Mind it, in India, only 750 people are coming as mining engineers. Every year we have 1,000 mines managers vacancies are there. Every year there is shortage of mining engineers available in the market. I'm talking only in the mines. What about the consultancy and other thing? There is a bright future for mining people. Definitely they will get a job on when they come out. The only question comes is, nowadays it's a clarity that they have to clear the gate examination. For that also, Amit University is training them. So no issues if you join Amit University in mining engineering department, especially for the batches to come the next year. After 2 years, you'll have plenty of jobs. You are going to get it easily. That's all I can tell you.
Thank you, sir. So one of the most popular questions is, when is the AMIT entrance exam?
Entrance examination, Vijay.
Yes, sir. Sir, actually for DGS, actually Director General of Shipping has given a circular in which on-board training is very much mandatory for BSc Nautical Science and Marine Engineering. If one is going to finish BSc Nautical Science and Marine Engineering, getting a certificate from a college or university, on-board training is a very mandatory thing. For that, we have Amit University used to have this habit before itself. We are giving 100% job assistance to all students. For this year, we are bringing Maersk, a Denmark company, world's largest shipping company, for placement along with admission drive. We are yet to receive a confirmation from them. Once it is received, we will be informing it shortly, and we are not received full results. Tamil Nadu results are pending, Kerala results are pending, all boards, more results are pending. Only Bihar and few states have given the results. So we are waiting it. Mostly, if the candidate is registered with Amet University, like submitting any application for the required course, sure he or she will be informed about the updates. So I request the person to register with Amet University, submit his application, so that each and everything, any update will be informed to him in mail or message or call.
Thank you, sir. One of the most popular questions, another was the fee structure for marine engineering at Emmett University.
Yes, sir. For marine engineering, it is a very special course. Like they will be having a physical fitness test and all training and everything. So the fees will be like around 345 per year, which is includes of their accommodation, food, uniform, shoe cap, badge, marine accessories. Anyhow, they can send a mail to admission@ametuniv.ac.in, or they can call my number. I can tell them in this.
Thank you, sir.
I think another question is,
Sir,
is it GATE exam is mandatory for offshore engineering, right? GATE is for the postgraduate studies. That means if somebody wants to study MTech, MS, like that, GATE is required. For bachelor's degree, there is no GATE examination, right? And for our Emmett University, we have our separate entrance test, as Mr. Vijay told. There is no need of GATE and IIT JEE and all those things.
Okay, sir. Sir, there is one more question regarding the placements and average salary of a person in petroleum engineering.
Nagalakshmi madam is here. Okay, Vijay, if you can answer.
Sir, we provide 100% job assistance for all courses. Even for petroleum also, we are providing it. We have certain parameters, that is metrics, to be maintained. The candidate should have a very good utterance percentage, 95, and his communication level. If everything is getting weighted, he will be getting the placement. We have given more than 85% placement record previous years. Overall percentage record is more than 85%. So we can teach and coach them. The candidate should place their best in it, so that they will be getting placed. We have a separate placement cell also working for this. They are bringing more companies for all courses. Okay, sir.
So there is one more question. Is giving IMU CET compulsory as given in DG shipping circular for admissions to be in marine?
Sir, as of now, we have not gone for that, but we have received that circular, but it is a very short notice. We'll inform shortly, sir. Tell the candidate to submit his application. We'll inform him soon. What is the
Vijay, even if it is there, maybe that IMU set is maybe for marine engineering and nautical science only. For
Yes,
other
sir.
branches and all, it is not required for us.
Yeah, they are. The question is for DG only, sir. Director General of Shipping only.
Yeah.
It is for nautical and marine engineering first year. They are requesting
Admission
Amet
only.
University. Let us. We'll decide it and we'll inform them, sir.
Okay, fine.
Thank you, sir.
I request all the participants to fill the feedback so that we can contact you, or you can contact us at any time. So please, I request, I think you have shared that feedback form. I request you all, please submit the feedback form.
Yes, sir, I have shared the feedback form once again. You can also locate the feedback form on the top right corner of your screen. Listed as Emmett University, the feedback form. So I think we have answered almost all questions. There is one question from Mohammed Watson, who how is calculated ship hydrodynamic coefficient using?
I think I don't know whether that boy is intentionally asking us something like that. I have seen some of the questions on technical things, right? If he's
Yes,
really
sir.
interested in anything, like yes, they can meet us at university, right? We can teach much better than that. I think he's trying to test something with us, right? Uh,
Okay, sir.
right, leave that.
Okay, sir. So I think we have answered all the questions majorly. Rest of them are highly technical and I think not pertaining to this webinar session.
Yeah, because as this is mainly meant for like giving the prospectus for these three branches. Like if somebody joins now, right? What will be the
Yes,
future
sir.
and all, and what are the opportunities? It is not a full technical form where we can teach. I can teach how an hydrodynamic coefficient can be achieved and how it is a maneuvering simulation is done and all. Yes, we can teach very well. There's no problem. If that particular guy is really interested, please ask him to contact me.
Right, sir. Attendees, there is a form. Again, I will share it with you, a feedback form. Please fill this form.
Yeah. And I think Mr. Danvin, I don't know who is that. Mr. Danvin is keep on asking a recorded version of this. Why do you need, sir? You are already listened to this, right? If you're really interested, please talk to this admission number 9344085532, and you can contact us by email. If you're really so much interested, please come and meet us at our university.
Thank you, sir. I think all the questions have been answered. Are there any closing, concluding statements from your side, Professor Raju?
Nothing, Vijay. If no more questions are there, we can wind it up.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
We can, sir.
Yeah. Subramanian sir, do you want to add anything?
Nothing. The people can contact us probably through email and telephone numbers. I mean, only word I would like to say is, unlike the other universities, which is giving a regular courses, Amat University is providing a very specialized course, very professional course. So you are assured of your career. So definitely it is an opportunity for all the students and parents to think seriously and join Amat University, because you are giving a very clear picture of your career. Unlike, see, for example, if the people are there in mechanical or electrical or other universities, I don't want to mention the universities. Mainly people will say, I will get a job in Infosys or Wipro and other things. We are telling a core companies. If you are dreaming a mining engineer, you will go into a mining engineering company. If you are dreaming a offshore engineering, you will go to an offshore engineering company. If you are going to a petroleum engineering, you will go into a petroleum engineering company, right? Even if you have an ICT interest, you will work for a mining engineering ICT, petroleum ICT, and naval architecture ICT. So this is a very, very specialized university. You should definitely seriously think of joining us. Contact our Vijay Admission. He will give you more insights. And one last word I would like to tell you, in case if any parents or students are interested in talking to the head of the departments, you are welcome. Vijay will definitely arrange those calls also. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you all for joining with us today for this webinar on version of opportunities in offshore engineering. Thank you all once again.
Thank you, sir. Sir, there is just one last question.
Please.
Some students are asking, when are the classes going to start? The academic session.
For the new admission or existing one? What is he asking?
Sir, new admissions.
So new admissions will be after October only.
Okay, sir.
We have to follow the rules and regulations of the central government, AICTE, UGC, all these things are there. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Sir, thank you very much for conducting such a wonderful session on the topic of oceans of opportunities in offshore engineering by Amet University. I would like to conclude this webinar by thanking Professor MSP Raju, Mr. Vijay from the Admissions Department, Dr. Siva Subramaniam, and Dr. Nagalakshmi ma'am. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ansel. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thanks a
all.
lot.
Bye. Have a nice evening.